with Harriette taking on the role of ruler of the magical kingdom of Cuento. The land was once again on the road to peace. But Harriette's objective was more than simply sitting upon the throne. The newly reborn Cuento was mobilizing with the intent of eradicating ephemera, the insidious flower eroding the world. Let us begin by reviewing the status of our neighboring lands. Varuna, if you would, please.
Our continent is split into 4 separate cardinal nations. To the east lies the Trade Federation of East Artia. Built by merchants, it leverages its rich soil and abundant resources to do business.
Their sorcery specialty is replication. They harness the power of ephemera to reproduce things in large quantities. It seems harmless enough at face value, but if ephemera is involved, there's almost certain to be a catch.
To the west lies the divine land of Epic. Built around an oasis, seekers of enlightenment gather there to undergo rigorous ascetic training.
Rumor has it that in Epic, they've perfected a means of refining mind control potions, using ephemera, of course.
To the north lies the Weyland Empire. It's a nation of warriors that crowned their strongest citizens emperor for generations.
It's a land of savagery where might makes right. They've devised a means of body enhancement called demonization.
And in the south is our nation, the magical kingdom of Cuento. We live in harmony with nature and find practical applications for mana.
Our land focuses strictly on studies of the arcane. The castrum demonica I developed started out as Cuento's specialty. Of course, someone leaked the art of summoning castrums to other lands, so now all nations field them in battle.
The castrum demonicas within Cuento are on their way out, thanks to the efforts of our esteemed guardian. The castrum demonicas of other lands remain standing, physically demarcating their borders.
The castrum demonicas of each land are in a standoff with one another, putting a hard stop to most international relations. Ergo, we have no way of knowing what the reality is on the ground of any other nation. If anyone tried to cross a border without permission, the castrum demonicas would activate and mobilize to exterminate the intruders. Not that anyone would be stupid enough to try, anyway.
I have a report. A castrum demonica on the Weyland border has activated. Someone appears to have approached.
Well, what do you know? I stand corrected.
It could be an envoy from Weyland. Let us make haste to the border. The Guardian and their entourage received a report of a castrum demonica activation and made for a Cuento-Weyland border. At that point in time, only a single figure stood against the castrum demonica on the border. One figure alone, a solitary warrior who fought ceaselessly, waiting for the clock to strike the appointed hour.
Cuento is just past here. I can't give up now. not enough?
We can talk later. Stand down and let us handle this, please.
My apologies, and thank you. You felled a Castrum Demonica. You must be the legendary savior. Pardon me, the Guardian.
You know of them?
The name of the Guardian, savior of Cuento, is not unknown in Weyland. Allow me to thank you again. I am Melfonseana.
Melfonseana?
Does my name have some significance? Yes, it's not an alias. My name is Melfonseana.
She seems to be telling the truth. I guess we can puzzle over that later.
And what would drive a citizen of Weyland to such folly as standing alone against a Castrum Demonica to come here?
I have come to Cuento in search of the Guardian. Please, deliver Weyland from the doom that it courts.
Are the grunts done crawling out of the woodwork yet?
There's more! If they get past us! The children!
It's no use! They just keep coming! We gotta retreat before they eat us! Screw retreating! Remember what's behind us, you bunch of pansies! You're right. We were already doomed. So don't start fearing for your lives now. Let's at least take some of them with us!
Talk about arriving in the nick of time. Good thing we rushed straight here.
Cena? Who are they?
Easy there, Gettemhult. They're on our side.
Gettemhult?
Does something about his name bother you?
Oh, nope, not at all. Don't mind me. We can work it out later. For now, let's do something about this. There are Castrum Demonicas in Weyland territory as well. Luther was right. They're all over the world.
Hey, Cena. Who are these noobs?
Wow, we're noobs to you? Is that any way to talk about people who rushed to your rescue?
don't remember asking for it.
Gettemhult! I'm sorry about this. He gets so hung up on posturing.
This country's called Weyland, right? What's going on here?
What, the fight wasn't enough of a tip-off? We're at war, girlie.
At war? With whom?
Everyone and no one. Everybody around us is an enemy. Duh. Death to the weak, life to the strong. That's how things work here in Weyland. If you want to know what's going on in our country, how about you come with me?
Is this a village?
I wouldn't even call it that. It's just a gathering point for survivors.
Hey, Gettemhult! Thanks for earlier!
Whatever. You were pissing yourself earlier. Do me a favor and drop dead. We'll have fewer mouths to feed that way.
You're a real smooth talker, Gettemhult!
Like you just heard, we ain't even got enough rations to get through tomorrow. It's this bad all over Weyland.
Hey, Gettemhult! Can't believe you're still alive!
And I can't believe you're still mouthing off, brat. Would it kill you to show me some gratitude for protecting your ass?
I never asked for your protection anyway. Now who does this remind you of? Hey, don't give me that look! I was just pointing out a fact. Melfonseana, my dad isn't back. He went out with everybody else.
Your father has gone very far away for the good of everybody here.
It's okay, Melfonseana. I know how this works. He's not coming back, is he?
I'm sorry.
Hey, don't cry. I'm in the same boat. Look, I'll grow big and super strong and slay the Emperor.
But what if the Emperor killed you instead? I would hate that.
I won't lose. No way in hell. That Emperor's as good as dead.
Ah, nice try, kiddo. But only one guy's gonna waste that damn Emperor, and it's gonna be me. Don't you kids worry about that. Just live. Back to the settlement with you.
This settlement took me and Gettemhult in. We want to protect them, but Castrum Demonicas are implacable foes, and our casualties keep rising. We should be okay for the time being with the nearest Castrum Demonica destroyed, but...
They're gonna make grabby hands again eventually. The only permanent solution is often the Emperor. I'll destroy the Castrums and Fiend Troopers, pound that godforsaken Emperor into mush, and put an end to this lousy country for good!
You might be thrown off by his violent language and compensation, but what he means to say is that he wants to bring peace to the land.
You've been in a prolonged civil war, right? Has anyone else tried to overthrow the Emperor?
Oh, certainly. And the current Emperor has slain every last one of them. He became the Emperor by being stronger than anyone else. Now all he wants is conflict against the strong. Nothing else matters to him. Whether the people suffer or the nation falls in the process is of no consequence.
He's just starting fights over and over again. Why would he do something so pointless? I couldn't agree more. It would be just awful if nobody stopped this guy. Plus, there's no question at this point that the influence of ephemera, more specifically F-factors, is present in this land. It's ARC's duty to deal with Falspawn. We'll rise to the occasion.
Meanwhile, in the Weyland Empire's imperial capital, Emperor Schreger and his brother, Elmir, stood by quietly, listening to tidings from the field of Castrum Demonica's corruption.
Looks like we finally got someone who can crush a Castrum Demonica, brother. Spreading rumors has paid off. Now the ignorant masses will rally under a nice, friendly banner. There's been a lull in Castrum Demonica and Fiend Trooper skirmishes as of late anyway. I hope this serves to get your blood flowing.
How strong is this so-called Guardian?
Now, dear brother. You can't just wolf them down right off the bat. Give them a little free-range roaming if you really want those flavors to develop.
You think you can tell an Emperor what to do? You're getting arrogant. No matter. Do as you will.
In that case, I think I'll pop in and say hello.
Guardian, just how powerful are you? I eagerly await the thrill of our inevitable clash. May war spread far and wide. The land, the people, ephemera. Everything in this world is an offering to us.
I see. It's apparent that investigating that world is going to take quite a bit of time.
First Luther, now Gettemhult. It feels like anything goes on Omega. First, we stopped the chaos in one country, and now we're at war in another. There's never a dull moment.
The history of man is a history of war. Even the history of Arcs has been a long battle against the Falspawn.
You call this relatively peaceful, but war continues to rage. Is it the same for all worlds?
This stuff happens all over. Maybe that's why it's following the same pattern in Omega.
Xiao, what's happening on this side?
The black hole is continuing to expand, and it's begun to engulf neighboring galaxies. Its expansion velocity is highly abnormal. It's hard to be optimistic about this situation.
Falspawn readings in the city area. They just showed up out of nowhere.
Scramble all ARC's personnel. This shouldn't happen. Dispatch them for suppression, but have them exercise extreme caution.
We have to help them.
てめえいい度胸だ表出ろ。甘えよ。甘え。よっ。甘えよ。
Emergency! Code due! Completed!
You're finished! Is that the last of them? Is it just me? Or were the enemies today stronger than usual?
I'm fairly certain something tells me that you're probably on the money.
Huh? Risa?
Yup, that's me! It's not every day the happy guardian couple scrambles together! This must have been a real spicy one!
We just happened to be on the bridge at the time. What did you mean when you said I was on the money?
The baddies! In a word, they got tougher. In 2 words, they got rougher tougher. I know, 'cause I'm always blasting and shooting and trashing and blowing those false spawn away. The ones that just appeared are special. They're clearly tougher and badder and way crazier than the false spawn we've been dealing with. Oh, and the intruder alert was like super late in letting us know, don't you think? It's almost like nobody even expected them to pop up.
Risa, do you know something about this?
I have no idea what happened. The baddies showed up abnormally, and they were abnormally strong. That's all I know. Okay. I'm gonna go play with some more of these rare, stronger false spawn variants. See ya!
Looks like the situation's under control. Would you mind coming back to the bridge?
Welcome back, you two. You did a good job of minimizing damage.
But Xiao, those false spawn that showed up...
I've compiled data on them. From the readouts alone, it's apparent that the false spawn have been enhanced.
The question is how? It's hard to say for sure, but that's the best conjecture we've got as it stands.
My calculations are drawing a clear correlation between the black hole's expansion and the fall spawn's enhancement.
What if the profound darkness is devouring whatever the black hole absorbs? Is that too straightforward?
If the profound darkness is connected to the black hole itself, it's not out of the question. The profound darkness corrupts all things. Its behavior wouldn't change no matter what it was dealing with.
So it's basically feeding off the things the black hole absorbs to buff itself up. And those effects are spilling over to its minions, the false spawn? Oh gosh, this is sounding worse by the second.
The black hole is absorbing a massive amount of energy. Sooner or later, it will be beyond our power to fight.
So we gotta do something about Omega before that happens, right? I've got a general grasp of the geography and political situation in this country. Going by the prolonged state of war here, the Emperor of Weyland is probably under the influence of ephemera. Which in turn means that if we stop the Emperor, we can set things right. Let's do it!
Hey, Guardian, or whatever. Where do you think you're going without even saying goodbye? If you're gonna off that thrice-damned Emperor, count me in.
Allow me to join you as well. It was I that invited you here. I can be your guide. And shield, if need be.
I don't think they're gonna take no for an answer. What's the plan?
I will do just that. I hereby offer myself to act as your guide and shield.
Gettemhult and Melfonseana were Weylandians in this land, journeying alongside the Guardian. While they had assembled a robust party, it was not a particularly sociable group.
Hey, Gettemhult! We're resting right now. Would you like to talk about anything?
Piss off. I've got nothing to talk about.
Now come on, Gettemhult. Sorry. Acting standoffish and crude comes as no air.
Oh, that wasn't how I saw it at all. I must say, you two get along pretty well. What kind of relationship do you have?
Well,
Sina and I are both Fiend Trooper test subjects.
You're... what now?
Just as Cuento used ephemera to devise the Castrum Demonica summons, Weyland has its own brand of sorcery. It's called demonization. It's a form of sorcery that enhances the body by infusing it with mana. I'm sure it won't surprise you to know that only a tiny fraction of the population, those most gifted at sorcery, were capable of doing it. But the situation has changed with the discovery of ephemera. With a little help from ephemera, suddenly anything was fair game, as long as anyone had any aptitude for sorcery whatsoever. Naturally, those without a knack for sorcery still vastly outnumber those with a gift for it. That's when the Fiend Trooper project was launched by Imperial decree.
It was His Imperial Majesty's generous way of turning useless, untalented trash into powerful warriors. And that Dreamweed Ephemera, or whatever it's called, gave him just what he wished for.
So basically, this meant forcibly demonizing people with no aptitude for magic? Assumedly by tampering with their bodies?
Well, I'll be damned. The little squirt knows how to play connect the dots. You got experience with this stuff or something?
Well, I also know that bodies can't withstand that sort of tampering.
Oh, you got that right, Squirt. You're connecting the dots because you've seen the whole picture before, huh? But I bet you ain't seen anyone get so pumped full of mana that they burst. People burst in all kinds of fun ways, let me tell you.
Gettemhult and I were test subjects in Phase 1 of the Fiend Trooper project. We escaped the facility. Out of the 4,096 initial test subjects, we are the only survivors. As far as we know, the rest are all dead.
Wait a minute! If your strength is derived from demonization, wouldn't using it put your lives in danger?
Ha! I've been futzed with enough as it is. Not like my life's good for anything anyway. All I care about is the Emperor. I'm gonna end him. Personally. Sina and I will get him back for all the people who got screwed up because of him. He'll pay with his worthless life. Hey, Guardian. You'd better not give me some goody two-shoes speech about life being precious, or whatever. We're both in this to snuff out the Emperor, right? I'm willing to use you and all, but if you stand between me and him, I'll waste you first.
Crude though his words may be, he and I are on the same page in this matter. My life is dedicated to avenging the people murdered for his bloody whims. So I'm here to fight, just like Gettemhult. To kill the Emperor.
Sorry. I was a little distracted there. There's so much to think about. That talk about Fiend Troopers is eerily reminiscent of how the Photoners created arcs. They captured physically sturdy primitive races and effectively grafted photon manipulation powers onto them via infusion and gene splicing. The casualties they sacrificed before reaching the point of stable mass production is a matter of record. It's utterly despicable. If that's being repeated, even in Omega, it must be stopped.
The Guardian, Gettemhult, and Melfonseana made their way toward the Imperial capital, demolishing Castrum Demonicas along their way. The Castrum Demonica was originally Cuento technology, but they were laid out across Weyland with as much precision as in Cuento. Given how deeply ingrained the Castrum Demonicas were, the Guardian and company began to question the true nature of their history.
I don't get it. I thought Castrum Demonicas were a Cuento invention, yet there's so many in Weyland.
That's because once the technology was leaked, the Emperor decreed that they be summoned in all regions.
Sounds like the Emperor of Weyland is pretty familiar with sorcery and stuff.
He clawed his way to the throne with demonization. So, he's a capable sorcerer in his own right, but...
It ain't that blasted Emperor summoning Castrum Demonicas. It's Elmir.
Who's Elmir?
It's the damnable Emperor's used tissue of a kid brother. Cocky little snot. They looked far enough apart age-wise that they might as well be father and son.
It's clear that Weyland has hit rock bottom as a result of the Emperor and Elmir both.
Rock bottom? How rude! We simply breathed some life into a listless land.
Elmir? What are you doing here?
I heard someone was breaking my finely crafted Castrum Demonicas, so I came out here to do a little field survey, as it were. You're the one I'm here to see. The guardian that alighted upon Cuento. Yes, very interesting. I can sense incredible potential from you. Small wonder you can crush Castrum Demonicas. Between the Castrum Demonicas and Guardian, I must say, Cuento never fails to put out quality products.
You think you can just waltz out here? You got guts, Imperial baby brother!
My goodness, you're a loud one. I'm not interested in you, test subject. Would you mind staying out of this?
No beef with me? Too bad! You're still getting the horns! What?
If you're spoiling for a fight, you can play with your fellow defective fiend troopers for a bit.
No. It can't be them. They should be dead.
You catch on quickly. I suppose that's why you're a test subject. Call them Castrum Demonica Fiend Trooper hybrids, if you will.
Did you swap out the monsters summoned by Castrum Demonica for fiend troopers?
Precisely. After all, I had plenty of material to work with. They're all lacking in ability, but they make for acceptable enough soldiers. I owe it to them to make proper use of them. Otherwise, they'd die in vain. And wouldn't that be sad?
This is beyond the pale!
Shut your filthy mouth, you little shit stain! You think you can mess with us? I'm gonna murder you and that bastard Emperor!
My, how spirited. Go ahead. Trample the corpses of your friends to reach us.
We are currently preparing a large-scale operation for all ArcSops to fight enemies in their local region.
Stop moving!
Move!
Stay down!
All enemy readings are gone. And so is Elmir.
Then we're done here. Come on. We got a goddamn emperor to kill.
What? Aren't you going to pay your respects?
I ain't got time to waste on...
Gettemhult!
That's a good one. Like Rest would do anything for this.
Our bodies are badly deteriorated from the Fiend Trooper experiments we endured. We have no time to waste at all.
But if you strain yourself in that condition...
We can deal. Our lives are a small price to pay. It ain't about how long your life is. It's what you do with it that matters. I ain't gonna be nothing like the ones we just mowed down. I'm gonna slay that damn Emperor myself!
While the sentiment is appreciated, I'm with Gettemhult on this. That, and... we wouldn't even know who we were mourning. I wouldn't want to associate them with this.
They're both beside themselves with anger. Even I can tell. We can't allow this cruelty to go unchecked. We have to put a stop to it.
You're back, Elmir. You look like you had an amusing enough time.
Oh, amusing doesn't begin to cover it. I'm positively thrilled at how rapidly things are progressing. It's even better than I imagine. We'll have a prime specimen by the time it arrives.
Then we must be amply prepared to give them a fitting reception. So long now I've been trapped in languor. But now my blood is pumping again!
Then I'll leave you to it, brother.
The Castrum Demonicas were summoned the realm over and loaded with a superhuman vanguard. The Guardians group pressed onward, refusing to be cowed by the vanguard's howls of resentment. When they reached the Imperial capital, they found it cloaked in eerie stillness, almost as though it was devoid of all life. It was fitting indeed that the only one to reside there was the Emperor himself. Schreger, Emperor of Weyland, awaited the coming of his nemesis, alone in the silence.
You're here.
Are you the Weyland Emperor?
Indeed I am. Schreger, Emperor of Weyland. I must thank you for coming, Guardian.
Oh, he finally meets you, you cursed Emperor!
You will pay dearly for toying not only with people's lives, but with a whole nation!
Toying with a nation? I'm Emperor. It's my nation. To toy with as I please. If you don't like it, strike me down. That's what I empowered you for. Isn't that right, test subjects?
What's the point of giving someone power through modifications they don't even want?
Without power, one's fate is to perish. Might makes right in this world. Period. The weak can only submit to this reality. Surely you've lived long enough to grasp that. Right, Guardian? You didn't get this strong without trampling countless corpses underfoot. Whether man or beast, there is no morality in slaughter. All fall the same. Might makes right. That's the one universal truth of the world. Which is why Weyland has long focused on evolving its people with strength transcendent. Now it comes to a head. We have but to push this war across the world and seize even greater might. No further discussion is necessary. Strike me down with your justice. If you think you can!
A false null! And it's got false spawn with it! Is it the ephemera? No, the details are too accurate for this to be a coincidence. Now there's no question that ephemera is part of the profound darkness.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about! So much for any moral ambiguity. Slay the monster, and we win. Monster eats us, and we lose. That's good enough for me.
Shregger, Emperor of Weyland, I will use the last of my life to end yours.
Emergency code due. Completed.
What foolishness! My power's been dispersed? No. Has it been consumed? Now I see, Guardian. Your power is strange indeed. But that makes it all the more worthwhile to take! To fall at the hands of the test subjects, the ones I wrote off as defects. This is truly a most amusing twist.
Gettemhult!
Is that it? Is that really how you're gonna go out? With a whimper? Are you content with that? You miserable despot! With being cut down by someone stronger than you? Is that really all you wanted?
Let's go, Gettemhult. The Emperor may be dead, but our battle is far from over.
I am far from finished. I will leave a wedge in this world.
Gettemhult!
Sina! You okay?
Yes, I'm just fine. This body's quite responsive, actually.
What the...
This wasn't the body I was trying to snatch, but it's surprisingly nice. It will suffice for a temporary vessel. Demonization is the art of channeling magic into the body. I simply apply. No need to act so surprised. A vessel has no need of two souls. The weaker soul will vanish, and the stronger will remain. You can do the math, I'm sure.
You're telling me Sina's gone? Bullshit!
You move well for someone mortally wounded. But I can tell you have minutes at most left.
Damn it!
Did you have feelings for this body? Content yourself in death, knowing that you amused me to the last.
Bullshit! Sina's body ain't yours to...
No, you're only hurting yourself talking!
Leave this failure to die and let's enjoy a fight again, shall we, Guardian? You will find me far different from my previous battered body. What's wrong? You don't have the heart to cut this body down? Then you shall perish, for absolute justice lies with the victor. What the... My body's not obeying me!
Sina!
Gettemhult! Guardian! I don't want this! I beg of you, kill me! And the Emperor! The damnable wench still persists! Not for much longer! What? You should be dead! How dare you!
Maybe I should be, but I got my pride. I ain't gonna drop dead before Sina gets what she asked for!
Gettemhult, what are you doing?
I hate to say it, but I ain't in no shape to slay the Emperor. But I can give you my power. Let my soul empower you! Maybe that's a dick move to pull, but screw doing nothing. Screw dying with my thumbs up my ass! Here goes! Sina's not gonna like it, but too bad! Man, first Elder eats me. Now I'm friggin' Guardian food? Ain't karma a bitch. I always got the impression you smelled like me, ever since I first ran into you on Nefarious. Turns out it was 'cause you assimilated me. I ain't even gonna question it at this point. It's all just random Akashic Records crap anyway. No point in trying to puzzle it out. Go on, take it. You could use Elder's power right about now. And save her. Show me that chicken shit way you operate.
Gettemhult's photons just went into you? No, these are Elder readings. It's you in there, right? But your form, it's just like Elder's.
You've attained power to rival mine? Now you're a worthy opponent!
Guardian! It all comes down to a one-on-one duel between us!
We entrust our wills to you!
Give him hell with everything you've got! Such overwhelming might, Guardian. No, you had a hand in it as well. Test subjects. You fought well. I accept defeat.
Are you okay? Gettemhult's gone. I fear Melfonseana is too.
Hey, I'm calling in my favor now. Hey, Sina. We look like a regular pair of dumbasses, huh?
We sure do, Gettemhult. Instead of shielding you, I let myself get used against you. I must have looked real stupid.
Well, it's done with now. This meddler made sure of that.
Yes, I saw. The Guardian always delivers, I suppose. Thank you. Truly. It's been a long road.
You're damn right about that.
I'm kinda tired. Nobody will mind if I take a little rest. Will they?
They don't get to whine when they rest first.
Then I think I'm gonna rest.
Sure.
I'll see you around. Gettemhult.
See you around, Sina. This is the end for us. The end for memories of a record construct, Cena. And a dead guy. But it ain't your final chapter. You got a crap ton of stuff left to do.
Ephemera and the Castrum Demonicas, the insidious roots that erode this world. There should still be plenty of Castrum Demonicas left within Weyland's borders. We have to get rid of them. We owe it to those two.
Emergency mission alert. Large-scale deployment operation in progress. All ARCS ops, report to the quest counter to join the mission.
I've reviewed your physical exam data. There are no particular signs of abnormalities. I nearly panicked when I heard you took on Elder's form, but the numbers are surprisingly stable. Since this, let's call it fall formation, uses F factors, it's actually reassuring.
So, if we could just analyze how it works and apply it broadly...
What's puzzling to me is how you got that ability to start with.
I know what you mean.
Let's focus on the situation in Omega and leave the power study for further analysis later.
What I'm getting out of your report is that you basically rolled up and bowled over the Castrum Demonicus and the Emperor. Kind of a flippant way of putting it. Isn't that like a huge deal? Am I off base here?
You're not off base at all, Alma. Our friend here's a real freak, no matter how you slice it.
Hey, that's not true. They're perfectly normal.
Just by the way, Matoy, you fall into the same category.
Rude? Anyway, what would they say about Alma then? Hey, I'm no good at fighting. Claris Crace was way better at it than me.
What do you call sealing Elder in a planet if not freakish? Was that Claris Craze doing?
Actually, that one was me. We kept beating him and he just kept coming back. We had to lock him down somehow. That whole setup was something I just came up with spur of the moment. Good thing it worked out, huh?
Well, the verdict is in. All three of you are freaks.
Back to the matter at hand. What's going on with the black hole?
Around the same time we got your report, the black hole's expansion velocity started abating.
Yep, it felt easier getting you two out this time too.
You're producing results, both numerically and intuitively speaking.
Great! Then we just gotta keep it up in Omega.
It's good you're both in high spirits. Just don't push yourselves too hard. I'm not really pushing myself, but I am concerned about something. When I'm manipulating photons with Alma's assistance, I get this feeling. It's a strange feeling. It's not like any of you, or like Falspawn. It's like I have a... Xiao and I can't help you there, unfortunately. But if that's the vibe she's getting as the second, it can't be anything good. It's probably something we can't fathom.
The appearance of false Hunal defied our expectations, as did your newfound ability to call upon Dark Falls' power. Whatever you do, watch yourselves. If you two don't make it, neither will the rest of us.
He's right. If you push yourselves too hard, the second will pass out in fright.
That might be a bit of an exaggeration. But really, be careful out there. Hey, look at that! Those are Falspawn! The ones that showed up in our fight against Schrager!
I made sure you got Elder's power, but it looks like his Falspawn minions split off and stuck around. We're in the Akashic records, but they're still like the ones on the outside. You better waste them all now, or it'll bite you in the ass later.
We have ample data on these, but there's still a lot of them. Be careful fighting them. Falspawn coming out of Castrum Demonica's. Ephemera or no, this is really demanding our full attention now.
Oh my, I was wondering who broke the Castrum Demonica. Of course it was you two. If you're out here, does that mean my brother lost? Oh, that was quicker than expected.
It's you!
Oh, relax. I'm not about to start spouting drivel about avenging family. You only dispersed him, anyway. He'll reassemble sooner or later.
Who are you? What are you after?
Oh, my brother didn't spell it out? I want war. Everywhere. At any rate, do you have time to bother with me, Guardian? I should think there's trouble in Cuento by now. I suggest you get back quickly if you want to save the world. Adieu for now.
I hate when the enemy is right, but this is concerning. We'd better get back to Harriette and the others.
All units have deployed, Your Highness.
Good, thank you.
How remarkable that this should happen while the Guardian is away. Luck seems to be against us. And perhaps it had help.
Put your fears to rest. Moments like this are the very purpose of a Sword Maiden's life.
Your hands betray you, Sword Maiden. You needn't put on a brave face for us.
I admit I doubted this would happen in my lifetime. I hoped it would never be necessary to unleash this power. But the time has come. All I can do is devote all of my being, all of my power, to my blade.
I certainly would have preferred to have the Guardian here at our side.
If wishes could fight a battle, we'd have already won. Listen, here it comes.
The Crimson Fellworm.
Fascinating. Perhaps we should take those legends of how it destroyed the world more seriously.
Phosphorescence! He's going to breathe fire! Raise a barrier!
No need. My blade speaks. It says to lay the beast low, to seal it away. My body is a vessel for that purpose. I'll end this quickly. All of you, stay out of it!
Crimson Fellworm versus the Sword Maiden. Both are simply extraordinary.
All of you, keep that barrier up! The Maiden may be handling things, but we can't let the Fellworm get away!
Is something the matter, Harriette?
I don't know why, but when I look at that Fellworm, I'm filled with dread.
Does it now? I see.
It's over, Crimson Fellworm. This is no place for you. Go now and sleep quietly, deep beneath the earth.
Bravo! Splendid work, Sword Maiden. Seems the Crimson Fellworm was hardly a match for you after all. Or so I'd say. But wait, there's more. Look where you stand, on the grave of a man who sought power and fame, crumbled with his castle, who now lies among the ephemera. A thwarted soul, burning with chagrin, with rage. What do you think it would do if it found a vessel?
Police! Watch out!
My blade's seal. It's not working. There's some other power here.
Sword Maiden! Filthy traitor!
That voice!
Lutz! Is his soul inside the Crimson Fellworm?
Luther! Unforgivable! Unforgivable! All who dare to
Guardian! Thank goodness! You've come back for us!
Guardian, I'll burn you away with all the others!
Is that the Crimson Fellworm? But what's this orb?
Well spotted, Fairy. Lutz's soul is in the beast now. All thanks to the Ephemera's power. The Sword Maiden's power was enough to seal the Crimson Fellworm itself. But the Ephemera draw from a different source. Hence the seal's failure.
So it's a being that once wrecked the world, mixed with a force that's terrorizing it now? Now, that's just over the top. But if Elise can't seal it away, what are we supposed to do?
We'll just have to kill it. Let's see how mighty the Fellworm is when it's been massacred into tiny particles. I'll set your soul free, Uncle. No, I have to seal it away. I can't watch my uncle suffer like this.
Listen, Guardian. You too, Sword Maiden. There happens to be a way we can strip it of the Ephemera's power. One way and one only.
Luther, you don't mean...
Guardian, take the Fellworm out of action. Sword Maiden, you prepare the seal and provide cover. After that, I'll take care of the rest.
What is it you're planning on doing?
Something only an expert on ephemera could do. That's all. There's no time to explain. Get moving!
Guardian, fall back! My blade, be thou chains of sunlight. Ward off calamity and bind this skulking evil. Benoit! It's not working. Some other power is resisting the bind.
So, trying to heal damaged flesh through summoning and implant a soul. What a miserable joke. I'm the one who invented that technique. You're using research I already scrapped. Here's where you belong. Not writhing around in that Crimson Fellworm. Don't make me laugh. Whoever, or whatever you are, the only one fit to handle this technique is me! None of you. None of you are even worthy of being a subject for it!
Luther! Will the seal hold?
No. It is imperfect. My blade tells me. The best we can hope for is that we've bought some time. We'll only have a short respite before the Crimson Fellworm reappears. That's our opportunity to defeat the Fellworm for good. And free my poor uncle's soul.
Luther!
Harriette, it's all right. I'm fine.
What did you do, Luther?
I only disrupted the process of summoning new flesh to regenerate the Fellworm. The beast's own power still remains. Someone who was using ephemera to strengthen it too. We need to approach it carefully, or suffer the consequences. Not a shred of hesitation. I suppose that's what makes you the Guardian. I'm exhausted. Let me rest for a spell.
Hello there. Sorry for making a scene the other day. So, anyway, Hero, it's Hero. It's already been approved, so there's no changing the name now. I was the one to name it, and I figured it was that or nothing. As a guardian, you and everybody in ARCS are heroes, and I hope you'll never forget it. I'm from Ship 128 Themis. It came under Fallspawn attack a few years ago. I was just a kid at the time. Not a member of ARCS. I stayed in the residential block, cowering in fear of the Fallspawn. I thought to myself, wow, this is how I go out, huh? But that's when the ARCS showed up and slew the whole hordes of Fallspawn, just like that. I couldn't even thank them. All I could do was watch them go in stunned silence. They were heroes for sure. I wanted to be like that. I wanted to save people, to be there for others. And I gave the class that name so I could preserve that mindset. The people in ARCS don't give themselves nearly enough credit as heroes. So I was kind of hoping the class name might help make them feel more like they are, you know. It's kind of humbling to say out loud. Anyway, the point is, I have a whole lot of work ahead of me if I want to live up to my class name. And my hype meter is back to full. Thanks for hearing me out.
Hey, guys! Sierra, hello. So, anyway... Whoa! Hold on! This is big! It's so big, I tell you! Think about it. Don't you notice a little something different? I mean, I'm always sitting down, so I can see why you'd think that. I'm sorry, Sierra. I'm lost. It's the fact that I'm standing here! Huh? I'm sorry, Sierra. Still lost. I'm not as bright as you give me credit for. Oh yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you away from the bridge before. Yeah, see? There you go. Xiao's here too, so I got permission to go out. Xiao and I run calculations in parallel, so as long as it's not for too long, I'm finally cleared to go out on non-work related business. Have you never left the bridge before? The only places I go are the bridge and the maintenance room. Everything else, I can handle over comms. Is this the scenery you get to look at every day? It's mind-blowing seeing it in person instead of on screen. I gotta make the most of my time and take in all of the sights. See you around, guys! seemed rather giddy. Is she going to be okay on her own?
Master Gettemhult! Never mind. Pardon me. It's nothing. It's just... for a moment, you looked like Gettemhult to me. Please, forget I said anything.
Hey, not one goddamn word. You hear?
I'm sorry. Were you about to say something? Thank you for your consideration. It's all right. It was just a fleeting thought. If only I could see Master Gettemhult one more time. I wish I could tell him what I couldn't bring myself to before, because I was impersonating my sister Melfonseana. If I could meet him again, I think I could talk to him as myself, as Melrandia. No, on second thought, I probably couldn't talk to him again. I'd tense up and go completely quiet if I did see him. Sometimes you know just what to say to someone precisely because you know you'll never see them again. We long for our dreams because they are just that, dreams. I'll let that keep me going as I live in the here and now. I still remember the last words he left me with. I still miss him a bit, but I'll be okay. Oh, pardon me. I'm not sure why I rambled on to you about all that. I guess I was just feeling kind of reflective. Sorry to keep you. I'll be going now.
You were gonna blow the whole thing. You think you can butt in?
The large-scale operation has ended. Thank you for your support.
Wow, 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 wow! Now here's something you don't see every day. Is that really you, Sierra? Are overseers allowed to just step away from the bridge like this?
Nice, Risa! That's exactly how you're supposed to react. You've got a firm grasp on the importance of my position.
Well, I have absolutely, positively, definitively not even a ghost of a clue why you're so impressed, but anyway.
A certain duo here didn't appreciate the magnitude of me being outside the bridge.
Well, you are the overseer and all. Maybe it just didn't faze them because it feels like you're everywhere. But more importantly, I asked you a question, and I don't believe I got an answer.
Ah, right. Xiao's up on the bridge right now, so I got permission to move about freely.
If Xiao is on the bridge, it means something huge is happening, right?
No, nothing at all like that.
Let's see. Slight rise in body temperature, plus nervous glances. You're obviously lying, Sierra. So. Who are the new baddies? Where are they? Where? Must be something pretty big and bad if Xiao's coming along and helping out with operations personally.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, Sierra, your poker face is terrible. So, is it the false spawn, or a new type of baddie like on Earth, or something else entirely? Ooh, or maybe it's related to that powerful aura inside of you that I'm smelling. Come to think of it, you just had an emergency medical checkup the other day, didn't you?
Please, throw me a lifeline.
If you insist, I'll shut my trap. I don't want to force you to give away any secrets, but if it's fun, don't keep it from me. That's just cruel. Especially when it comes to that power I can sense inside you. Now that seems like a barrel of fun. Something I've never felt before. You simply must let me in on all the fun.
Well, it's not as fun as you're making it out to be.
Well, sounds like you can't spill all the beans yet. That's fine. But if it starts getting juicy, I want in on it. So don't forget.
I've never quite felt like my life was in danger while on board the Ark ship before. Risa certainly gives off a more chaotic energy in person than just seeing her in the records.
Oh, Honorable One! Such woeful things have I heard! Are we doomed to suffer the same cruelty once more? Oh, just when this awful canvassing for summoners had calmed at last, now my ears are full of chatter of this hero class! Is my very existence forgotten? Oh, woe is me! Woe! Woe!
Please pay her no mind. I hear you're helping Huey with research into new classes. Having another class to choose from will be a gift to all of Arx. Do let me know if you need any assistance.
Oh, Saga! How could you discard me so utterly with such few words? I beseech you both to stop busying yourselves with popularizing the hero and listen to me! Huh? It's you!
Speak of the hero, and she makes her appearance.
Oh, could you two be Saga and Katori?
And what if we are?
I've heard about you. You two administer the bouncer test, right? I'm really, really honored to meet the two responsible for bringing the bouncer class such renown.
What? Yes, well, I suppose.
Amazing! Oh, you two are the coolest. It must have been so hard getting the word out about a new class.
Yes, quite. But knowing our work would benefit our fellow operatives, it was hardly any trouble at all. Stratos, was it? Do I hear correctly that you're in the midst of promoting a new class yourself?
Yes! I'm flattered to know you've heard about it. But I'm far from being as experienced as you two are, so I doubt I'm doing half as well. Even with the Guardian's gracious help, I admit, it's really difficult.
No need to rush. It took us a long time to get the word out about the bouncer. Likewise, we only got to this point with frequent help from our friend here. Isn't that right, Katori?
Indeed. Quite right, Saga. Never fear, Stratos. The Guardian's help is as good as gold. Your class shall be the talk of Arx in no time.
Thanks so much, you two! I hope you don't mind if I stop by to pick your brains again soon.
By all means! We'll help you with anything that's within our power to do.
You're much too kind. I'll come again as soon as I've filed my report.
Oh, that's Stratos. Such a fine young lady. And now then, you two, let's make the hero name echo off every wall of the ship. Alma? Hello there, you two. What an enviable friendship you have. Oh, not at all. I'm just taking a stroll for a change of scenery. Even if I was looking for someone, I couldn't talk to them anyway, So what would be the point?
Oh, yes, that's right. We're the only ones who can see you.
Exactly. It's been 4 decades since I was here last, you know? I'm only looking around, but it's pretty fun taking it all in. Remember, like I said before, I'm not visible to anybody but you two. So as far as anyone else can tell, you're both talking to thin air. You must look pretty bonkers. Not here either, huh?
So, the Crimson Fellworm's finally back.
I apologize for being so helpless and leaving all of this in your hands, Guardian.
This isn't the time to worry about something like that, Elise. Let's go over the plan instead.
I will form a barrier to hold the Crimson Fellworm down, and prepare to seal it once more. It will not be able to move as quickly within the barrier. I need you to take advantage of that and defeat it. This is the Laconium Sword, the blade that pierced the scales of the Crimson Fellworm of legend. I entrust this blade to you, Guardian. Within the barrier, it can duplicate itself to aid you in your fight. The Crimson Fellworm's scales are constantly shifting to hide its scars. However, inside the barrier, you should be able to locate an area of weakness. If you strike that weak point with the Laconium Sword and cut away its scales, its scars will be revealed.
In other words, if we expose the scars and then focus our attacks there...
Correct. You'll be able to defeat the horrid beast. Once it's weakened, we should be able to free the soul inside, even without sealing the Fellworm. It's my honor to fight alongside you, Guardian. Now, I fulfilled thy pact, my blade. Crimson Fellworm, sleep in the depths of the ground forever! Uncle.
Please. All the suffering I've caused you. What have I done? To my king, to Luther, and Harriette, to the people of Cuento. My regret knows no bounds. How long have I been trapped in this horrible, unending vision? This nightmare, whose dawn would not come. Until you woke me from it at last, Alice. And you, Guardian. You will always have my utmost gratitude for setting me free.
A never-ending nightmare! Was Lutz being manipulated by someone?
At this point, I've not the faintest idea. But at least my uncle's soul is finally free from the Crimson Fellworm. He can be at peace at last. I cannot thank you enough for finally ending his torment. However, the Crimson Fellworm has not been banished completely. My blade confirms this. If it was revived with the power of the ephemera, then as long as that power exists, it could be revived again at any time. I will continue to stand watch here. I imagine it's the best way I can take responsibility for what has happened.
Elise, please don't push yourself.
I know. My power alone amounts to little after all. And more importantly, I know I have a shoulder to lean on. In you, Guardian.